Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast about being at the gas station. In this series, you will learn how to use simple English in situations at a gas station. This topic is very useful in everyday life, especially if you travel, drive a car, or need to ask for help on the road. A gas station is a place where people put fuel in their cars. People also go there to buy small items like water, snacks, or coffee. Sometimes there is a small shop inside the gas station where you can pay and ask questions. In this podcast, I will use simple words and clear sentences. The goal is to help you understand and use basic English phrases in real situations. You will learn how to ask for fuel, pay for it, ask questions, and talk to the staff. When you are at a gas station, you may need to say what type of fuel you want or how much you want to pay. You may also ask where to pay or how to use the machine. Simple phrases like, "I need fuel," or "How does this work?" are very useful. In this podcast, we will go step by step. Each block will focus on a different situation, such as starting a conversation, buying fuel, asking for help, and avoiding common mistakes. You do not need advanced English for this. Simple vocabulary and short sentences are enough to communicate clearly. Now I will talk about how to start a conversation at a gas station. This is important because you may need to speak with a cashier, ask for help, or understand how to use the fuel pump. When you arrive at a gas station, you may first go to the cashier or use a self-service machine. If you need to talk to a person, always start with a polite greeting. For example, "Hello," "Hi," "Good morning," "Good evening." After greeting, you should clearly say what you need. At a gas station, your request is usually simple. For example, "I need fuel." "I would like to buy petrol." "I want to fill up my car." In some countries, you need to pay before you take fuel. In others, you pay after. If you are not sure, you can ask, "Do I pay before or after?" "Where do I pay?" "Can I pay here?" These questions are very useful, especially if you are in a new place. Here is a simple example of a conversation. Customer: "Hello." Cashier: "Hi. How can I help you?" Customer: "I would like to buy fuel." Cashier: "How much?" Customer: "For 30 euros, please." You may also need to say which pump you are using. "I am at pump number 3. Pump 5, please." This helps the cashier understand where you are getting fuel. If you need help with the machine, you can say, "Excuse me, can you help me? How does this work? I don't understand this machine." These are simple and polite ways to ask for assistance. At the gas station, it is also important to be clear when you talk about money. Speak slowly and clearly when you say numbers. For 20 euros. For 50 euros. You can also ask about payment methods. "Can I pay by card? Do you accept cash?" These questions are very common and useful. Remember to always be polite. Use please and thank you in your sentences. For 40 euros, please. Thank you. Also, try to listen carefully. The cashier may give you instructions, for example. Go to pump 2. Pay first, then use the pump. If you do not understand, you can say, "Can you repeat that, please? Can you speak more slowly?" Starting a conversation at a gas station is simple if you use short and clear sentences. A greeting, a request, and a polite attitude are enough. Now I will talk about how to buy fuel and use the pump at a gas station. This is one of the most common situations, and it is important to understand the basic steps and phrases. First, you drive your car to a pump. Each pump has a number. You may need to remember this number if you go to the cashier. For example, I am at pump number 4. Next, you choose the type of fuel. Common types are petrol and diesel. It is very important to choose the correct one for your car. You can see the labels on the pump. If you are not sure, you can ask, "Which fuel do I need? Is this petrol or diesel?" After that, you can start filling your car. In some places, you can start immediately. In other places, you need to pay first. If you pay before, you can say, "For 30 euros on pump 4, please." If you pay after, you fill your car first and then go to the cashier. Here is a simple example. Customer, hello. Cashier, hi. Customer, pump 3, please. Cashier, okay. After filling your car, you go inside to pay. Customer, pump 3, please. Cashier, that is 45 euros. Customer, here you are. Cashier, thank you. You can also say, "I would like to fill up the tank." This means you want to fill your car completely. If you want a specific amount, you can say, "For 20 euros. For 50 euros. It is important to speak clearly when you say numbers. If you have a problem with the pump, you can ask for help. "Excuse me, the pump is not working. Can you help me, please?" These phrases are simple and useful. Also, pay attention to instructions on the machine. You may see words like start, stop, or pay here. Buying fuel is usually quick and simple if you know the basic steps. Choose the pump, choose the fuel, fill the car, and pay. Now I will talk about how to ask for help and buy other items at the gas station. Besides fuel, many gas stations have a small shop where you can buy drinks, snacks, or other basic products. When you enter the shop, you can start with a simple greeting. Hello. Hi. Good afternoon. If you want to buy something, you can clearly say what you need. I would like a bottle of water, please. I want a coffee. Can I have a sandwich, please? These are simple and polite phrases that help you communicate with the cashier. Here is a short example of a conversation. Customer, hello. Cashier, hi. How can I help you? Customer, I would like a coffee, please. Cashier, sure. Anything else? Customer, no, thank you. You may also want to ask about prices. How much is this? How much does it cost? If you do not see something, you can ask, "Do you have water? Do you have snacks? Where can I find milk?" These questions are useful when you are looking for specific items. If you need help finding something in the shop, you can say, "Excuse me, where is the sugar? Can you help me find this?" Staff will usually guide you or show you the item. Sometimes you may need to ask about payment. Can I pay by card? Do you accept cash? These are very common questions in a gas station shop. Here is another simple conversation. Customer, excuse me, do you have coffee? Cashier, yes, we do. Customer, I would like one, please. Cashier, here you are. Customer, thank you. Remember to be polite and use please and thank you. Speak clearly and keep your sentences short. Now I will talk about common mistakes and useful tips when speaking English at a gas station. One common mistake is using incorrect sentence structure. For example, I want fuel for 30 euros pump 2. Crossmark. Correct. I would like fuel for 30 euros at pump 2, please. White heavy checkmark. Another mistake is forgetting polite words. Always try to use please and thank you. For example, fill up my car. Crossmark. Please fill up my car. White heavy checkmark. Some learners also make mistakes with questions. For example, where pay? Crossmark. Correct. Where do I pay? White heavy check mark. Clear questions help avoid confusion. Another issue is speaking too fast or too quietly. At a gas station, it is important to speak clearly, especially when giving pump numbers, money amounts, or fuel types. Now here are some useful tips. First, learn key vocabulary: fuel, pump, petrol, diesel, cash, card, receipt. These words are very important in this situation. Second, use short and simple sentences. I am at pump 3. For 40 euros, please. I would like a coffee. Third, listen carefully to instructions from the cashier. They may tell you when to pay or which pump to use. Fourth, ask questions if you do not understand. Can you repeat that, please? Can you speak more slowly? I don't understand. Fifth, always stay polite and calm. A friendly attitude makes communication easier. Finally, practice common phrases before you go to a gas station. For example, I would like fuel for 20 euros. Can I pay by card? Where is pump 5? These phrases will help you feel more confident in real situations. Now we are at the final part of this podcast. In this block, I will summarize what we learned and show how to use simple English in real situations at a gas station. In the previous blocks, we talked about how to start a conversation, how to buy fuel, how to ask for help, how to buy items in the shop, and how to avoid common mistakes. All these skills help you communicate clearly and confidently. Let's look at a simple real-life conversation at the gas station. Customer: hello. Cashier: hi. How can I help you? Customer: I would like fuel for 30 euros at pump 2, please. Cashier: okay. Customer: thank you. This is a short and natural conversation. It includes a greeting, a request, and polite expressions. Another example in the shop. Customer: hello. I would like a bottle of water, please. Cashier: here you are. Customer: how much is it? Cashier: 2 euros. Customer: thank you. These examples show that simple English is enough for everyday communication. You do not need complex grammar or long sentences. To improve your skills, practice common phrases regularly. I would like fuel for 20 euros. Can I pay by card? Where is pump 3? Can you help me, please? You can also practice by imagining real situations or repeating phrases out loud. Remember to speak clearly, listen carefully, and stay polite. If you do not understand something, ask questions. Communication is more important than perfect grammar. This is the end of the podcast about the gas station. Thank you for listening and practicing. Keep using simple English in real-life situations, and you will improve step by step. Goodbye and good luck.
Leave a comment under this video and one of you will get 40 English lessons for free.